Coming next on Adventurer, the person responsible for the most famous moment in U.S. women's soccer. Stick around. Clash, James Clash. This is Adventurer, the show with guests who truly push their lives to the limits. No talking heads, just the real deals. I'm Jim Clash. Our guest owns 3 Olympic medals, 2 golds and a silver. But Brandi Chastain is most remembered for her 1999 performance at the World Soccer Final against China. After kicking the game-winning goal, she tore off her shirt in jubilation, exposing her black sports bra. That's mild by today's Britney, Paris, Lindsay standards, but very avant-garde at the time. The image appeared on the cover of Time, Newsweek, and Sports Illustrated. Welcome, Brandi. It's a real honor to have you on.
It's nice to be here.
Boy, I'll tell you, that soccer final, the World Cup 1999 against China, the 5th kick, you've talked about it a million times. You make the kick, and what happens next and why?
Well, I think it's what we just talked about before the camera started rolling, being spontaneous. I think, preparing for something like being in a World Cup final and then having it come down to a final kick and having the fortune and the responsibility of putting it in the back of the net, I think once it went in, you just kind of unleashed all those emotions and all the years that you spent practicing and rehearsing, and you got to enjoy it. And it was definitely spontaneous. It was a relief. It was satisfaction. It was joy. It was disbelief. I mean, I watched a World Cup final there for the men, years before that, and soccer had been my life, and it's my passion, and so it was really a lot of things just balled up into one explosion, and that's what happened.
So there was no premeditated taking the shirt off idea. You just did it.
Absolutely not. I mean, think about this. Okay. You're going to play in a World Cup final.
Yeah.
So you're preparing before the game. So you go through all these mental images, and you think about, okay, what's going to happen in the first 10 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the half, first 5 minutes of the second, the end of the game. And nowhere in there did I think we're going to penalty kicks. So there was no time to prepare for, okay, it's going to come down to me. I'm a defender. Yeah. My job is not to score goals in this situation.
Yeah, you're not the
It's really to just kind of protect either a lead or to be solid in the back so that we can keep possession. So for that to happen, and me be that person.
You were thrust in the spotlight. You weren't used to that, right?
Well, I don't know if I was used to that, but I mean, being on this team with strong personalities like Julie Foudy, Mia Hamm, Christine Lilly, Carla Overbeck, Michelle, I mean, I could go on and on and on. You have to have taken at some point a leadership role, and you've at one point made a difference in a game. So in that way, I think we were all kind of comfortable with that scenario, but not to that magnitude.
Okay. So if I can ask you, if I can be as bold as to ask you, where is that black sports bra that you revealed when you took off your shirt today?
It's not far from this office. It's actually in New York City at the American Sports Museum across from Washington Square, and it's displayed proudly amongst other U.S. national team gear in a wonderful section of women in sports. And I had many offers for the bra, private and public, and I thought putting it in a place with Billie Jean King and other women who I really admire and respect, I thought was a wonderful opportunity. So everybody can go, and they can't try it on, sorry guys, but they can take a look at it.
Okay.
You wanted to try it on,
no,
didn't you?
I
know you did. Come on. I know that was your next question.
Well, you're clearly one of those, the four, the Christine Lilly, the Mia Hamm, Julie Foudy, who we had on the show, and yourself, the real inspirations to young girls. I mean, do you feel that sort of you have to be a role model for young girls?
I don't have to do anything, but I want to.
Okay,
good. For me, growing up in soccer, having a very strong mother figure who was a vice president of a company before it was in vogue for women to be high up in management or running companies. She taught me about being strong and competitive, and if the answer is no, find a way to make it yes. And she just gave me a wonderful outlook on who it is I could be if I wanted to. And so, then to surround myself with such amazing women on the national team was a real honor. And so what eventually came out of that is a responsibility of being an ambassador to not only the game of soccer, but I think to every young woman, you know, actually I shouldn't say young woman, I should say any woman out there who has a goal in mind, but maybe too afraid to go get it, doesn't have the courage, maybe doesn't have the confidence, maybe doesn't even have the background, but to encourage them to do their best and not to be afraid to take risks.
For more adventure, click on Forbes.com/tothelimits or pick up a copy of my book, To the Limits. And thanks for watching the Forbes.com Video Network. Clash, James Clash.